Welcome back to Gaming Safe Space, your go-to spot for gaming goodness. And today we're rewinding to 2005, a year that absolutely stacked the deck with unforgettable releases. The Xbox 360 launched, the PS2 was still king, and handhelds like the PSP and DS were on fire. We're diving into the standout games of 2005 in order of their release, from January to December, hitting the heavyweights and some gems that deserve a shout-out. Where it fits, we'll talk about their impact too. So grab your controller, or maybe a plastic guitar, and let's jump into the wild ride that was gaming in 2005. January, Resident Evil 4 Survival Horror Reborn. 2005 kicked off on January 11th with Resident Evil 4 swinging onto the Nintendo GameCube. Capcom reinvented their horror franchise, ditching slow zombies for fast, creepy villagers, and giving us that iconic over-the-shoulder camera. As Leon S. Kennedy, you're rescuing the president's daughter from a cult in rural Spain, and it's a heart-pounding mix of tension and action. This was a game-changer, literally. It sold over 1 million copies on GameCube, then millions more when it hit PS2 later in the year. That camera angle? It shaped shooters like Gears of War and beyond. Critics still call it one of the all-time greats, and 2005 couldn't have asked for a bolder start. March, God of War, Kratos Unleashed. March 22nd brought God of War to the PS2, and it was brutal perfection. Sony's Santa Monica studio gave us Kratos, a Spartan out to slaughter Greek gods. With slick combat, massive bosses, like that Hydra, and a cinematic story, it squeezed every ounce of power from the PS2. It sold over 4 million copies and grabbed awards left and right. Its impact was huge. Kratos became a legend, and it kicked off a wave of epic action games. In 2005, it proved the PS2 still had plenty of fight left. April, Jade Empire, BioWare's martial arts epic. On April 12th, Jade Empire landed on the Xbox. BioWare traded sci-fi for a mythical Chinese world, blending kung fu combat with RPG depth. You customize your fighter and make tough choices in a story full of twists. It's BioWare doing what they do best. It moved about 500,000 copies, not a blockbuster, but it built a cult following. For Xbox fans, it was a standout that showed the console's versatility. A hidden gem from 2005 that still kicks hard. April, Psychonauts, a mind-bending adventure. April 19th saw Psychonauts hit Xbox, PS2, and PC from Double Fine. You play Raz, a psychic kid diving into people's minds, literally. It's weird, hilarious, and packed with creative levels like a conspiracy nuts brain or a disco dance party gone wrong. It flopped at launch, sadly, but critics loved it, and it's since become a cult classic. Its impact grew over time, proving quirky games could find their audience. In 2005, it was a sleeper hit waiting to be discovered. June, Destroy All Humans, Alien Chaos Lands. June 21st brought Destroy All Humans to PS2 and Xbox. You're Crypto, a snarky alien invading 1950s America, zapping humans with ray guns and flying saucers. It's a wild sandbox with dark humor and pure destructive fun. It sold over 1 million copies and spawned a series. Not a massive shaker, but it carved a niche for sci-fi fans and showed off-the-wall ideas could thrive. 2005 needed this kind of goofy chaos. September, Ultimate Spider-Man, web-slinging gets comic book cool. September 22nd swung in with Ultimate Spider-Man on PS2, Xbox, GameCube, and PC. Activision and Treyarch gave us a cel-shaded Spidey based on the Ultimate Comics, letting you swing through New York as Peter Parker or smash stuff as Venom. The art style popped and the story felt ripped from a comic page. It sold decently, around 1 million copies, and fans adored its fresh take. It didn't redefine the genre, but it kept superhero games swinging strong in 2005. October, Shadow of the Colossus, a giant among games. October 18th delivered Shadow of the Colossus to the PS2. Team Ico's masterpiece has you, as Wander, toppling massive colossi in a lonely, breathtaking world to save a girl. It's quiet, emotional, and a technical marvel. A critical hit and a slow-burn seller at about 1 million copies, it's now a legend. Its impact? It showed games could be art, influencing everything from ICO's successors to modern open-world titles. 2005 got a timeless classic here. October, Grand Theft Auto, Liberty City Stories, Crime Goes Portable. October 25th saw Grand Theft Auto, Liberty City Stories hit the PSP. Rockstar brought Liberty City to your hands as Tony Cipriani, with all the cars, guns, and chaos of the big GTAs, shrunk down for the PSP's killer screen. It sold nearly 8 million copies, the PSP's top dog. It proved handhelds could handle AAA, boosting the PSP's rep big time. 2005's portable scene got a major win. October, Guitar Hero, rocking the plastic stage. November 8th cranked it up with Guitar Hero on PS2. Red Octane and Harmonix handed us a guitar controller and a killer track list. Think Sweet Child O' Mine and I Wanna Be Sedated. You shred notes in rhythm, and suddenly, everyone's a rock star. This was massive, millions sold, and it birthed a franchise and a genre. Its impact? It made music games a cultural craze, filling living rooms with plastic guitars. 2005 rocked harder because of it. October, Fear, Bullets and Scares. October 18th also gave us Fear on PC, later hitting consoles. Monolith's first-person shooter mixed slow-mo gunfights with horror, pitting you against creepy Alma and her ghostly vibes. It's intense, and still gives chills. It sold over 1 million and earned a following for its AI and atmosphere. Shooters got smarter and spookier because of it, a 2005 highlight for PC gamers. November, Star Wars Battlefront 2, The Force Strikes Back. November 1st unleashed Star Wars Battlefront 2 on PS2, Xbox, PSP, and PC. Pandemic Studios built on the original with space battles, playable Jedi like Darth Vader, and a campaign tying into Revenge of the Sith. It's epic Star Wars chaos. It sold over 6 million copies and became a fan favorite. Multiplayer shooters owe it a nod. It nailed large-scale battles. In 2005, it was the Force at its finest. November, Shadow the Hedgehog, Edge Meets Speed. November 15th sped in with Shadow the Hedgehog on PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. Sega gave Sonic's rival his own game, complete with guns, motorcycles, and a darker vibe. You pick good or evil paths, racing through a gritty world. It sold about 2 million but split fans. Some loved the Edge, others didn't. It's a bold, messy footnote in Sonic's legacy, and 2005 was wild enough to let it happen. November, Call of Duty 2, Next Gen War Begins. November 22nd launched the Xbox 360, and Call of Duty 2 was there day one, after a PC release in October. Infinity Ward's WW2 shooter brought D-Day and desert fights to life with sharper visuals and chaos aplenty. It over 1 million sold on 360 alone, and it kicked off COD's rise to dominance. It showed what Next Gen could do, making 2005's holiday a battlefield. November, Need for Speed, Most Wanted. Cops and cars collide. November 15th also revved up Need for Speed. Most Wanted on PS2, Xbox, GameCube, PC, and later 360. EA's Racer threw you into high-speed chases with cops, a blacklist of rivals, and a slick open world. It sold over 16 million copies, a juggernaut. It redefined arcade racing, blending story and pursuits perfectly. 2005's Streets belonged to this one. Wrap up 2005's epic legacy. That's 2005, a year bursting with variety. Resident Evil 4 rewrote shooters, Guitar Hero rocked our worlds, and Battlefront 2 let us live Star Wars dreams. The PS2 dominated, the 360 launched, and the PSP flexed. From Kratos to Crypto, it was a lineup for the ages. What's your 2005 fave? Tell us below, and if you love this rewind, hit like and subscribe to Gaming Safe Space. Stay safe, keep gaming, and I'll see you next time.